Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. Today is Sunday, December. What's today's? I don't even know the damn day, the date. But anyway, um, they've been heavily remote, monitoring me all day with the sirens. Even last night, I was sleeping in the bed. I actually stayed over by Pam. I did a video yesterday, but I didn't upload it. I took the kids out to eat, just me and the kids, you know, and we just had when I got a quick bite to eat and came back in. It was raining, had to wait a while for the bus to come again, the retaliation, and so when we got in the house, it was after 11. It was raining. I was tired, so I stayed over. Slept in the bed with Pam, and it was pretty quiet. It was pretty quiet. During the night, I rolled over, and put my arms around her. 2 minutes later, I started hearing police sirens. Um, and I was like, okay. Woke up this morning around 12, after 12. No police sirens for about, uh, I say it was no police siren, but there was car honking. So they were using the cars to honk and stuff like that while I'm being remotely monitored. So again, I'm folding laundry, certain colors I'm touching, uh, you know, stuff like that. And then it just got so bad now that I put my phone down and I walk away and I forget where I put it. Um, because again, this is the effect of using these weapons, using this technology, is that when they have you under heavy remote monitoring, your short-term memory is basically kaput. It's like you put something down and it's not there, right? You can't remember it, or you're looking for it and you're staring right at it, but you can't see it. And that is the effect of these weapons, right? That's the negative psychological and neurological effect of these weapons. So Pam went out. She said she was going out, but again, she told me these things last minute. I was going to leave at 5 o'clock, but I was helping her clean, iron the kids' clothes and stuff like that, and folding laundry. I didn't even get to even start with the living room. Uh, and it's like she's like, "Oh, I'm in a cleaning mood," but then half an hour later, and it's like, "Oh, I'm going to do something else, or what have you." So my thing is that, I'm not, that's like I said, that's her, right? But I'm not killing myself while she's doing other things instead of doing what she said that she wanted to do. That's not going to happen. So as she was getting dressed to leave, and she left, she was getting ready to just leave. She left out the door. All of a sudden, now they're using the police now. So now it's police sirens, police, the helicopter flying overhead and such and such. I'm just like, come on. It's like it's a never-ending thing, and they're trying to use the police, I guess, with her or what have you, again, because this is what they try to do. And like I said, like I told her, I said, listen, I don't have to be here. I don't have to be here, right? Really and truly, I don't have to be here. And I told her all the time, I said, I think about the mindset that my children is going to have if I'm not around. Just had to argue with my daughter today because, when she's here, when Pam is here with just her and the kids, she gets up in the middle of the night and she makes all these concoctions. And then, she's like, destroy all the food containers, you know, hiding it under her bed, hiding it, in the ottoman. I just found a whole bunch of these things that she's been making, and I had to have a serious discussion with her. And then Pam was like, "Yeah, I found one underneath the microwave tray." So I said to her, "Well, okay, well, if you, why don't you, you see?" And that's the thing, there is no communication. When the kids do things that are wrong, when Pam is here, there is no. She don't go to them and say, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing this. Don't do this." Not in the manner in which they will understand. Look, if I do this, they're going to be, some sort of consequences, right? Again, discipline and structure. It's none whatsoever. So like I said, look, but what it is that in the Coercive Persuasion Program, they try to put you in situations if you're a TI, if if you're married or if you have a significant other, if you have kids, they try to put you in a subservient role, right? And that's the way it is, subservient role, and and that's it, right? So basically, even recently, what Pam's been doing, um, like she's been kicking up her heels, like not her feet, but her heels. Like she'll walk by and then she'll lift her heel up. I first saw this. I saw it with her too, but I also saw this with my niece, my niece, and my grandnieces. Um, from time to time, there will be people outside doing the same thing. Why? Because in the caste system in India, see in America, see like I said, people don't want to understand this, but we as black people in America, we're at the bottom of the caste system, not a class system, but a caste system that have some criteria of class in there. But when it comes to the middle, working class poor and poor, they may call it a class system, but it's actually a caste system, and we have to understand that. And so when they start targeting me and send me subliminal message where they do it, they'll look at their feet or have you. If you study the caste system, particularly the caste system in India, you know that the people at the bottom, right, they're the lower part of the human feet. These are the people that you walk on, that you step on, right? That what is called the untouchables. Okay, so understand that this is what they've done to us as TIs, right? And again, I have to share my experience because people got to understand. Even with her, listen, like I do this video, I call her name out on it because I know that she watches it. I know that people that she knows watches it, and because I want them to understand that they have to communicate things with her and say, listen, this is not right, because she can't even see it. They have gotten her to blame me for everything. You understand what I'm saying? For everything, they have got her to blame me for, right? Even when it's she made the decision, right? They got her to blame me, but that's what they do with us as black men, particularly as black men. That they have created a war between black men and black women, where black women always blame black men for their ill outcomes, for them not being married, for them not being, whatever. It's always got to be, And then what's going to happen is that, as we see, is that now you see a large portion of black women are into being bisexual or turn to lesbianism. And again, there's nothing wrong with being that way, but when you have been artificially programmed and artificially induced into those type of lifestyle, eventually, you're gonna when that moment of clarity happens to you, right? You're gonna regret it, right? Unless you remain in that lifestyle, then that's fine. And so again, don't take this as an anti-gay or anti homosexual thing I'm talking about here. I'm not, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that when the people have been artificially induced, artificially manipulated into becoming that way, then we got to speak out on it when we see it, right? And particularly in the black community, especially if you look at in Atlanta, the mecca of the black, the mecca for black people, which is Atlanta. And you start to see a lot of these down low brothers sleeping with men, going home to their wives. There is something that's going on there, and we can't just say, oh, there it's biology. We can't say that, right? We cannot say that, okay? Or we cannot say that they were born that way. No, we cannot say that, because we know that anytime there is a black town, black city that is doing successful things, that and where black people are having a lot of positive outcome, guess what? They have to be white supremacists trying to tear that down, and this is a fact. So again, everything I talk about is factual. I'm not making shit up, right? Because they love to send me subliminal messages about these things. Like I got a lot of people liking my posts, and they end up being either having the last name gay, either in lesbian relationships or what have you, right? And then all of a sudden, I go to YouTube and a video pops up of Dr. Muhammad. I'm sorry, Dr. I think his name is Muhammad Ali. No, not Muhammad. I'm sorry. I forgot the brother's name, right? But he's from the Nation of Islam, and he talks about how there is a the high rise of lesbianism within the black community is something that's perpetrated on by the U.S. government and white supremacy, and I believe that. I totally believe that. I'm not saying that that's all that every black person that's a lesbian has been, artificially created by the U.S. government and what it is that they're doing. What I'm saying is that when you have such a high growth or an increase with it, as with anything, you have to take a step back and understand what's going on and see what's going on, right? So when like I said, like also when I started receiving those messages, Palmer would walk around and she would have her hands like this, like again, using cultural things that we used to see like in the 80s where you see the gay black man or basically, what they've done is like just like how you had those you have gay black men who would dress up, or the trans men who would dress up and will be over extravagant, trying to look like a woman. They have turned black women into those caricature figures of those gay men, right? And so again, we see this and yet we don't understand it. And like I said, these people, they're religious fanatic, they understand and know the truth, and particularly when they are hiding a lot of things from us, we have to be skeptical and we have to try and understand what is really going on. But because we're always on survival mode, we have no time to think, to stop and think. We have no time to try and comprehend and understand what's really going on, right? So but again, I just wanted to state that because that's what they've been trying to do to me recently, send me all these subliminal messages and stuff like that. But anyway, like I said, so now they start using the police heavy on the heavy remote neural monitoring today, and now my short-term memory is going. Every time I put my phone down, I walk away and come back. I don't know where it's at. All right. So this is what they're doing. All right. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.